Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I know it's been a while since we've done a video on actually installing or doing work on the Mini. I apologize for that. That is my bad. I like to keep you guys updated. So what we're doing today actually really excites me. So we are getting rid of that stock alright shifter that the Mini has. I do have problems with it, like for one, going into reverse. I'd rather have a lockout rather than just press a little harder to the left. I don't like how BMW does that. So we're just going to improve everything with this guy right here. This is a Cooler Works shifter, complete assembly replacement for the Mini. This actually has several benefits. It actually shortens your throw, or it's supposed to, I guess we'll find out. In addition to shortening the throw, it also just is supposed to give you a more solid feel, and you get a lockout. Also, something I'm looking forward to is raising the overall height of the shift knob. I would like to reach less distance from the steering wheel to the shifter. This should do that. I'm going to take measurements of everything so we can actually see a before and after and get a really good picture of how well this works. So let's go and do that right now. Let's get some measurements of the stock shifter. 5th and 6th are probably the better indicators, so there. So actually a little bit longer than 4 inches. Basically to the edge of the tape measure there. So probably 4.5 inches. All right. Now I want to see, kind of get a general idea, distance from steering wheel to the shifter. So let's figure that out now. We'll just leave it in neutral. I'll go from this point here on the wheel down to the shifter. See how far that is. All right, so we have there on the wheel to there. The bend. Yeah, try and get this about right. So we'll call that 11.5 inches. All right, let's start getting things torn apart so we can get this installed. So what are we going to do first? First, we're going to remove the center console. I already have a lot of the dash and console stuff apart, so we'll just finish that off by pulling that out. After that, I need to go down, drop a section of the exhaust that is right below the shifter, and I need to pull the heat shield off. So let's get to that right now. Alright, we're under the car. Jack stands are obviously not the best way of doing this, but you use what you got. I have the heat shield off, as you can see there. I managed to get tons of dirt into my face. Probably ate a good amount too. I'll show you here the shifter assembly that you gotta take out. Alright, so here it is. You got those two Torx there. There's 2 more in there that are the same size. Alright, so there's actually clips inside. The key I found is after you undo those Torx bolts, pull the whole assembly back, like towards the rear of the car, and then the front side of the assembly will unclip and come down, and then you can get the rear. It all comes down here. I know I need to get this white plastic cover off so I can undo the cables on the inside, the shifter cables, but I just absolutely could not get a hold of these stupid plastic tabs while this is bolted up. Alright, so we got the cover popped off, as you can see there. Now there's 2 U-clips here, one here, one here. These are holding the shift cables in place. Not quite sure if it's just used force to pop this off or not. We'll find out. Alright, got the cables loose here, so you can see. A big hint, because it took me forever to figure this out, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit that, but oh well. when you pry these off, whatever you're using, like a screwdriver or something, pry from the side and pop in that direction. I have no clue if you can actually see that, but pop to the side, because you're going to be able to use this ball to, I don't know, it helps you pull it off. Do that on both of them, because I tried for way too long to pry it off with a screwdriver on the back. Yeah, it never did. It's way too strong that way. You gotta do it from the side. So hopefully that makes sense. Whew, all right, standing upright finally. That took way longer than I thought it would, but oh well. I ate a lot of dust. I hope your mini isn't as dirty as mine. But anyway, we can see we got the 2 shift linkages here. Just ignore the boot there. Ball there is your rotational point. So if we compare that to the Cooler Works rotational point is up here. And the ball goes almost all the way to the bottom as well. So that's how you're getting the shorter travel, is because the bottom side is longer. It's kind of a cool trick to shorten the overall throw while also lengthening the lever, is you move the actual rotational point up higher. Very cool, like the engineering that went into that. All right, so what you do need, because you do need one thing from the old assembly, that's this gasket here. That's going to keep dirt and stuff from being kicked up into the cab, which for my use for rally is really important. So yeah, I'm going to try and carefully peel that off and place it on there, and then we'll get the new shifter in. Okay, back under the car, I did find one more thing that you need to save from the old setup. The little U-clips, because you do need those when putting the old shift cables back in place, or else they'll move around and you'll have shifting issues. Don't put both of them in right away. Instead, put the shorter side, it's on the direction on the passenger side, so you can reverse. Put that cable in first, because the U-clip, you can't go from the bottom here, you gotta go from the side. So if you have the second cable in here, you won't have room. And then now that I have that one in, threaded the second cable through, now I can fit the U-clip from the side here. You're gonna have to get creative when putting those clips back in. I'm using channel locks because that's all I could figure out how to get a decent hold and some pressure on them. So yeah, definitely take some creativity, but these were my friend. Now, once you got that bolted in, you have your 4 internal bolts holding this tightly to your body. There's a cover here, fits up. They give you a bag with a bunch of screws, and yeah, they'll help keep dust from coming into the cab. I'm trying to decide if I want to try and figure out how to put some sort of gasket there. I figure there's enough screws to hold it tight. That might be okay. Yeah, I'll just cross my fingers. All right, now I get that on. All right, we are back in the car, and I'm a hell of a lot dirtier after taking off some of those parts that I have never taken off before. And so they have 100,000 miles of dirt, grime, and some stage miles too. But now that I'm back in here, I can show you this. It's in place. Now, obviously, with the actual rotation, or the where the pivot point is, it's now way higher than it was before. Your stock console here will not fit on correctly. Up to you to decide how you want to do it. You know, I've seen some people try and cut just little slots in here, and just basically give them barely enough room to put this on, and still kind of keep the nearly stock look with this. For me, this is a race car. It's always going to be a race car from now on. I mean, this cage is welded in. So I'm not really worried about it. I will probably have this bare, plus want to do some other stuff. I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to put a handbrake in here somehow. But either way, it all comes to I don't need this console for my use. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. I might still try and figure out how to put a cup holder in here though. It's just handy sometimes. Let's measure this now, because I can already tell that there's a difference, but I want to see how much. Hi there. So I'm gonna try and hold this steady as I shift from third to fourth. Let's try and hold my arm steady. There's fourth. Looks like we're at 3 inches. But yeah, 3 inches. That's not bad. We shortened the throw by, what, an inch and a half? I can't remember now, so I'll probably put it on screen. But that's pretty good. I believe we were at 11.5 inches last on the stock one. So let's measure from here now. 7 inches to the center line from pretty much the same spot. We shortened that a lot, like 4 inches, so that's just more comfortable, more convenient when driving. Your shifter is just right there, so awesome. So in conclusion, my first impressions after installing, I really like this. I think it's going to be great. The feel is amazing. It's super sturdy. The construction of it is great. The finish is good. I'm actually surprised. I thought I scratched the hell out of this when I was putting the shifter in, because it rubbed against the opening, and ends up it's not scratched. So good job on the finish. You can customize this so many different ways. I mean, you can change the shift knob color, even the cable for the reverse lockout. You can change the color of that. You can change the base body. The shaft, I'm actually not quite sure what to call that part, but you can get carbon fiber. There's tons of options. It's really a great deal. Just a couple other things to finish this off to keep in mind. You will have to adjust part of this so that you can get into reverse. So this portion right here, you need to, there's 2 nuts here, so you can lengthen and shorten this. You will have to do that. That's needed so that reverse will work properly, because like right now I can't actually get into reverse. It needs to go just a little bit more, but that's not too bad. And then as far as the lockout goes, to set that up, there's a set screw over here. There's actually ones on either side, so I guess you could lock out 5th and 6th if you wanted to. Actually, I guess you could lock all of the reverse out and 5th and 6th if you wanted to make sure you didn't go into 5th if you're trying to downshift into 3rd or whatever. Not what I'm going to use it for, but there's little set screws that they gave me. You just thread it in as needed, and when you pull the little lever on the knob, that piece goes back and it allows clearance of the set screw. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that for the night. Thank you for watching.